Hey, what's up, party people? Um, I was asked by Jennifer, and I think by Jenny as well. Somebody else asked that I put up another video. I'm sorry it takes me so long to get around to it. I get stuck in a rut. I do the same things every day, and then if something falls outside of my routine, I forget to do it. Anyway, I had a couple of things I want to talk about. One of them was subtle changes. Jenny had asked a while back about what things we want to talk about. And one thing that I seem to catch myself with is I keep catching small changes, little subtle changes. Uh, like, the thing with more Facebooking, more social network stuff, more hanging out with girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever's going up on your side. Insert gender where needed. Anyway, there's little things like I've noticed uh, like if we eat, she'll leave the room if she's not eating at the exact same time that we're eating. That being Jennifer. Um, I also noticed that she'll recede into the background for a long time. Like even if she's out front, she'll be with the headphones in, with Facebook on the phone, or basically so engrossed in whatever she's doing even though she's there, she's not really there, and there's kind of an emotional distance. And I understand it, I get it. I've said it before, but I just know it's there. We've talked about it, and I said I don't want to blow up at you at any point. So I want to make sure that you know that I notice these things. Sometimes I'm irritated, sometimes I'm not, most of the time I'm not. But if I don't want to let it build up without you knowing exactly what's going on in my head. The other thing that I want to talk about, that's kind of a big thing, is I keep hearing people talk about confidence. Their partners are confident. People who are in the VSG groups that put up videos say how confident they've gotten. And we were talking about last time, confidence being like a new toy, and they want to show it off. But there's a thing that runs side by side with confidence that's a little bit different. It's kind of like the difference between jealousy and envy. It's vanity versus confidence. Vanity is a little bit different. Um, for instance, Jennifer puts up a video every week, but what you guys don't know is that she'll watch that video every day, several times a day, throughout the week. The reason she says that she does this is because she wants to get better. She doesn't want to make mistakes. She wants to figure out what she's done wrong, which is true. It's part of it. But the other thing is would I look better if I look to the left a little bit, if I look to the right a little bit, if I show off my hair, whatever. Um, it's a self-involvement. The tale of Narcissus, which is where the word narcissistic comes from, which is a flower, the narcissus flower. Because narcissus flowers, they look into the water like this. So this is the water, and they look into the water like that because they look at their own reflection constantly. The reason for this, I can't remember the names of the gods. I think it was Athena or something. But anyway, it was a guy. It was a guy who looked at his own reflection in the lake water every day, and God came down and thought that they were giving him a blessing because all he wanted to do was look at himself in the lake and then turn him into a flower, the narcissus. Anyway, this is a problem. Self-absorption, narcissism, that's the ugly side of confidence. That's the shallow side. That's a Snooki and Jersey Shore versus Game of Thrones. They're both TV, but they're not both TV. You know what I mean? Anyway, so we talked about that as well. She knows, I mean, she was that way before surgery, but not to that extent. So basically everything is to the power of. So she's confident to the power of 3. She's also vain to the power of 3. But I'm glad that we talked about it, and she's aware of it, and so every now and then she checks herself on it, and it's okay. If everybody has weak moments. I mean, sometimes, I let irritations get to me, and I get to a point where I shut down, emotionally shut down, and I work on that constantly. Um, but on my side, I guess I'll just go about it by just telling a story. I'm sure a lot of you heard it, but I think about it fairly often. because I have internal anger issues. I try never to externalize my anger when it builds up. But the story is an old story. People say it's an Indian story, but I doubt it. I have a feeling it came much later. It's the story of the two wolves. There's a grandfather and his grandchild sitting by a campfire. Sorry. The grandfather looks at the grandchild and he says, "I want to tell you a story about something that lives within everyone. There are two wolves that fight each other forever, for eternity, and have since the beginning of time. In every man and woman, these two wolves fight. They fight tooth and claw. They rip apart the insides of every person there is. One of the wolves is called love, and one of the wolves is called hate. And they will constantly fight within you for every day, every moment that you're alive." And the little boy says to the grandfather, "Grandfather, in the end, one of the wolves must win. Which one is it?" And the grandfather looks at him and says, "Whichever one you feed the most." So that's kind of the way I look at these little irritations. Anytime I'm ever irritated about the vanity, anytime I'm irritated about little things like the constant Facebooking, the constant YouTubing, constant these people that I didn't know 3 months ago that I now know seem more important, that kind of stuff. I try to quash it, and I try to feed the love wolf. Love wolf. It sounds like a real good '70s song, like love wolf, love wolf. Boom, 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 I'm a love wolf, baby. Anyway. Anyway, I guess we'll go to thank yous and shout outs. Ignore that last part. Or don't. Anyway, Jenny Brownfield, thank you for opening up. I hope everything's going better. I hope that you're having more easy days than hard days. William Spano, thanks for using my metaphor, even if you didn't remember my name. I forgive you. Pete Corp, for being so honest about what's going on with you and your SO. It's rough times. The only advice I can give you is to just take it each day. Take one day at a time. Some days are going to be rough. Some days are going to be easier. And whenever you're having a hard time, it's hard to see the picture when you're inside the frame. So take a step back and think of it as if you were watching someone else going through the same situation and what advice you would give, and follow that advice, because only you know you. Dalton, shout out for making your intro video. And Janie Ortiz, thanks for that breakdown video on some of the things to look out for. I'm catching those things. I see those things. The funny thing is that I've been on the internet for a long time, like way back when on, 4800? They're 4800 baud ones. Remember the ones at the telephone? You'd like stick the telephone into the little cradle thingy. Blue boxing, all that kind of stuff. So it's funny seeing Jennifer really find the internet, really see what it's capable of, and discover it. But on the other hand, I remember how absorbed I was in it when I was a youngling, and now she's just discovering it, and in her late 30s. So I have to be kind of like the way my parents were, like, why is she spending so much time on that thing? Anyway, but it's kind of cool at the same time, because I'm like, oh, you have so much to learn. Please come with me, young Padawan. Let's go look at the dark recesses. Anyway, that's about it. I'm going to include a little video that I made with my kids, because I don't know if you all saw it or not, but somehow the spirit of James Brown got in the other night, and thought it was hilarious. So anyway, that's it. Later, party people.
I would. Just like sugar and spice now.
Sugar and spice now.
I feel good.
I feel good.
Just like I knew that I would.
I would.